Hello, this is Perished Garden. Welcome to my 9 to 5. Again with the laundry. Does the laundry ever stop? No, it doesn't. Yes, I put a timer on my laundry so I can know when to come and handle it because it'll sit there for days. Um, but more gardening today. See, this is a gardening channel, I think. Um, I decided to deal with my tree and just looking ahead, or not looking ahead, just speaking ahead. Um, Now that it's done, I'm kind of glad that it's done. But while it was happening, I hated it. What am I doing? I am sorting out the bulbs that are in those pots. You see the pots right there around my tree? There's bulbs in there, mainly gladiolus, gladiolus, and they are basically crushing each other because they are so packed in there. And the light, I can't get. Oh, anyways, whatever. Let's move on with life. Um, the bulbs are really packed in there that they need to be separated. They need their space. And in that little green, it's a seed spreader, like that green Scott, that one that you push. I'm using it as a wheelbarrow because it's what I have. I'm putting all of the known gladiolus in there. I'm supposed to have a system where the big planters are the gladiolus, and I'm changing up my setup here. So I'm showing you what I'm doing, how I'm cutting everything. Um, yeah, the big gladiolus are supposed to be in the big pots. So that's how I know for a fact that that's what's in there. Everything else is a mystery to me. Um, but yeah, inside of that Home Depot bucket, I had the bigger chicken wire and it just wasn't working out. So I had to cut something new. And you see how I could bend it over and now it's sitting a little bit better? That's the only reason why I did that. Um, yeah, I'm just digging through everything and letting the dirt sift through there. But it's good to do this every once in a while. I wouldn't say every year. I would say every 4 years. But sometimes I do it too often or too far away. I'm definitely one of those people, do as I say, not as I do, because I don't do. Also, don't follow what I say because I don't know what I'm talking about. Um, but this was a good idea to have a bucket to collect the dirt and siphon out all of the bulbs. This was so far a good idea. Um, I took out so many bulbs. Look how full that little container is. Now, those are just roots. Speaking of roots, look how long my hair is. I need to get that handled. Um, so yeah, okay. The bricks have been bugging me, and also I thought I had something in place to let me know what a perfect circle is. Apparently, I took it out, and I don't know where it's at. And it, right now, I'm gonna say, oh well, move on with life. But there was supposed to be more to hit this. Anyways, I took out all of the gladiolus. Oh no, there's more here. These ones I really want to keep. These ones are special. These ones are a coral color. They are a very beautiful, just different color, and I love it so much. It's one of those colors that you don't expect to like until you see it amongst everything else, and you're like, this is too special. That. So I had to take that one out and keep it separate and label it. I did. Mm, and then I'm checking the camera. I take out the rest of the planters there, and I put the bulbs that come out of the planters into a separate basket. So I am keeping everything separated here, just for my sanity. Now, if you're one of those people that just likes everything mixed in, mix it in. I'm not blaming you. But I do like this idea that I had to keep everything in pots, planters, whatever you want to call them. And if you notice, see that white bucket right there? It has a big hole. I did cut out a bigger hole for these, so that way roots and water could seep and do its thing. Oh, look, do you see the roots right there? Oh, did you see the roots inside the bucket I was clearing out right there? Like, they do come out of there. But when you pull out these planters to separate these bulbs, it makes life so much easier. Now, bulbs do typically multiply, and by like the hundreds. So every few years, it's good to go in and separate them. Some people like to do it every year. There's some places in the country where you have to do it every year because of just weather conditions. I don't. So I do it every few years, 3 to 4 years. But the main reason why I undo this tree area is because the roots of this tree are bulging out so much that the bricks start to look wonky, and it just irritates me. It just looks so unkept. And like everyone in the neighborhood says, you're always working in your garden. I was like, because it doesn't want to stay pretty. So, translation, I'm crazy. That's why I'm always working in the garden. So I took everything out. I think I need to delete this area. Give me a second. Nah, it's not that much of me being weird. So I'm just setting up here in front of my door where I'm always set up to work. And I'm showing you what I'm looking for in the random bulbs that I took out. So tulips look like that perfectly shaped onion, and daffodils have like a weird connection. That is a gladolia, straight up. And these ones all look like, I'm trying to show you how that one is a hyacinth, but I'm trying to show you how like the daffodils have like a weird connection, and like the way that the skin grows on it. So it looks like a lot of these are daffodils. These are gladolias. Look how those were random gladolias that were just out of pots. That's why I'm showing them to you, how weird everything is. But after digging everything out, it looks like I have a bunch of daffodils. Those are the coral gladolias, and then I have some flax seeds that I also need to be putting away. Um, that those I have a lot of flux. I like them. They're just these pretty little green stems that come out with a little tiny dainty blue flower on the tip. It's like it reminds me of Thumbelina. Just this little tiny dainty thing. That's it. And that's how I crush them. Just pop off the little ball and crush it. That's all you got to do. Now, of course, you can harvest these and eat them if you really want to go through the process of taking out all the dirt from in between the seeds. Companies already figured out how to do this. Go buy them at the store. I like doing this just so I can be able to plant them again. There are so many. I think that's one thing like my whole garden is gonna have. Just a bunch of flaxseed everywhere. There's so much. Um, so yeah, if you grow flax and you don't know how to harvest them to eat, neither do I. Just buy them at the store. These are a bunch of randoms. I don't know what they are. I might just throw them in the garden for funsies. You never know. Like a happy little surprise. Um, yeah, clean up, maintenance, keep up the maintenance. I hate it. I hate cleaning. But just do it and it'll make your life a little bit less horrible, I think. Maybe. I just hate cleaning. So yeah, those are all the bulbs that I got extra from my garage. And magically I'm inside now. You like that transition, don't you? I'm making dinner now. What's for dinner? I know I make something. Oh, okay. I think I make tortas. In case you're wondering, it's just a stick sandwich. Let's a flavor. And you push everything up. And then you put the salt on this side, garlic and onion. And then you put the lid on it and you turn it low. Making sure all the edges have oil on them. Looking for the, there it is. There's the lid. Get that out of there and just turn it super low. I don't know if you saw the fire get not so bright. Turn it low. Slow cook the meat. Let it simmer in its own yumminess. While that's cooking, I like to chop up onion and put it in a bowl, not a plate. Um, that's a trick. You cut a flat side so that way it won't roll. And then you try to cut these as thin as possible. You put it on a plate. On the plate, you put some oregano, some salt, and wash your lemon or lime. I use both. Sprinkle some lemon and lime on it, and you plate the onion nicely. Nice thin layer. And you put some more lemon on there. Rinse your hands out. And you get the, no, the other one was lime. This is lemon. It wasn't working, so I did it by hand. Salt and more oregano. And you let it sit there until dinner's done cooking. Canned beans, okay? I'm not going to spend my time making fresh beans. I know how. I'm the only one that, well, my husband likes them too, but I'm the only one that likes beans. Save the juice. Put a little bit of oil, spread it around. Toss them in there. Make sure you get everything. Make sure that's nice and hot. Garlic, onion, gotta flavor it. Salt. See how much flavor there was in there? Hang on, let's go back to that. Beans are very starchy. Add flavor. Garlic and onion is all you really need, and some salt. Okay, what do we got here? I'm just cleaning stuff up, I guess. And then I start chopping other things. Tomatoes. Okay, if you have a dull knife and the tomato is very ripe, stab the top of it. See how stab, stab, stab? That way you have a little cut, like a cutting line. Okay, so most of the meat is done. So I'm moving it off to the side and I'm adding more just so I won't have raw meat. Trust me, I'll eat it the next day for breakfast. Not a big deal. But yeah, tomatoes, cheap knives. Do a little stabby so you have a cutting line, and then you won't have A, crushed tomatoes, and B, cut fingers. That's what beans like. And then you add like the juice back in there, so it could be like a little bit more runny, and not so like, I mean, you just figure it out. Okay. What do we got? Oh, we're plating now. See, we got our bread. We cut it up. Add the beans. My kids don't like beans, so I scoop all their beans back in there, but they still have to get used to beans. No, that one had like a lot. Whose was that? Was that mine? It looked like mine. Okay, that one was the kids. Tomatoes. Meat. Oh, you know what? They eat a whole torta on their own now. So one of them was my daughter's. The other one was my son's. And if you think I'm above squeeze guacamole, I'm not. That's my husband's. That's why it has no onion. And then this one's mine. Yay. Onions, onions. Oh, those things are so delicious. Tomatoes, a bunch of beans, and meat. Yeah, I like my stuff, okay? Thanks for watching. Bye.